Hello guys, this is 12th Harbinger and welcome to my advanced Ayato guide. In this video I am going to give you some tips to maximize Ayato's damage. Without any further ado, let's jump right into it. First, you need to make sure that your Ayato has the right equipments. When we think about Ayato's artifacts, the first set that comes in our mind is the Echoes of an Offering. It is often termed as Ayato's best set, but there's a catch. In the best case scenario, the average proc rate of this set is 50.2%, but this is quite unrealistic. This set and ping are correlated. A higher ping results in a lower average proc rate, which subsequently results in noticeably less damage. As a result, 4-piece Echoes of an Offering is recommended only for players who have less than 100 ping. For players like me with a ping like this, it is best to avoid this set. 4-piece Heart of Depth, 4-piece Gladiator, or 4-piece Nymph's Dream are great sets that can be used on Ayato. These sets are extremely close to Echoes of an Offering and can even outperform it if you don't have low ping. 4-piece Gladiator is easily accessible as we can get it from bosses. 4-piece Heart of Depth can be slightly better with attack buffers, but the difference is negligible, so use the set on which you have better substat. Alternatively, you can mix and use 2-piece sets that give hydro damage bonus or attack percent. 4-piece Thundering Fury is a decent choice in electro-charged teams. It will reduce Ayato's skill cooldown and let you have more uptime on his Shunsuiken attacks. Do note that even in the best case scenario, the boost with Thundering Fury over other sets is negligible. So by all means, I am not suggesting you to farm this, as the other options can even surpass this set's performance, and they are also more versatile. It is just a viable option to use in electro-charged teams if you already have a good 4-piece of it. One more set that has become viable on Ayato in this Fontaine patch due to the addition of Furina is the 4-piece Merchasy Hunter set. Do note that for getting the Merchasy stacks you need to stay on field, even though the stacks are easily obtainable when you pair a healer like Jean with Furina's HP drain. You won't be able to use the 36% crit rate buff for Ayato's burst. Ayato mostly starts his rotation by using his burst and his burst snapshots. The Merchasy stacks that you gain during Ayato's burst animation won't be included in his burst. You can wait a bit before using his burst to get the stacks, but that will cause some DPS loss. Nevertheless, it's still a good artifact option if you don't have good gladiator pieces or don't want to farm Heart of Depth or Nymph's Dream. Along with Merchasy Hunter, Golden Troop is also available in the same domain, which can be used on many characters that benefit from elemental skill damage. This makes this set an overall better option to farm. As I mentioned earlier, Ayato's burst snapshots, which means any buff that you give to Ayato at the moment of using his burst, will stay till his burst ends. Do keep in mind any buff that he gets during his burst animation will not be considered. This can be quite useful as Ayato's burst has an extremely long duration, so it can benefit from the support buffs till the end. Regarding Ayato's F2P weapons, there are many options to choose from. I have made a separate video comparing all of them, so do check it out after this video. Unfortunately, I forgot to add the Fontaine's craftable sword, Finale of the Deep, in it, since it completely slipped my mind. It is a great weapon option for Ayato. Basically what this does, it when you use an elemental skill, it will give you an attack buff, and will grant Ayato Bond of Life equal to 25% of his max HP, which when cleared gives extra attack. Bond of Life can be cleared by using healers. Let's say your Ayato's HP is 20,000. 25% of 20,000 is 5,000. So you need to heal 5,000 HP to clear the Bond of Life. It can give up to 24% attack and 300 flat attack at R5. Since Ayato starts his rotation with his burst, you won't be able to snapshot this buff to his burst. I will make a detailed comparison of this weapon with Kagetsu Bishin when I level it to 90, so stay tuned. While we are talking about Fontaine updates, let's also talk about his teams with Furina. I think his Taser team with Furina, Fischl Jean, or Mono Hydro team with Furina, Yelan or Xingshu and Jean is his best team aside from the Hyperbloom teams, because Hyperbloom is just broken. And I am not considering National Team here, as Child takes the cake in National Team. And the national team is too old and boring, so it's fun to play different teams. So yeah, in short, he is extremely strong and fun to play with Furina. Since both of them are Hydro, they lower their energy requirements and also unlock the Hydro Resonance, which is more beneficial on Furina. Now let's talk about how to get more Shunsuiken slashes with Ayato. If you don't know, Ayato's Shunsuiken attacks are correlated with your FPS. Usually at 60, 45 or 30 FPS, you can get 15 slashes. At 45 or 60 FPS, it is possible to get up to 16 slashes. But if you lower the FPS to 24, you usually get 14 slashes from his skill. If you don't have a strong device, you can't do anything about it, but if possible, try to use at least 30 FPS. There might also be a huge advantage for iPad players, as I've heard that the iPad Pro and Air models support 120 FPS for Genshin. I am not sure if you can get more slashes with this device as I don't own any of them. So if you have it, do let me know in the comments how many slashes you can get on your Ayato. There's a trick to get 16 slashes more consistently at 45 or 60 FPS. All you have to do is start with a normal attack and immediately cancel it with his elemental skill. Doing so will let you get 16 slashes more consistently on your Ayato. Although it's not a huge damage boost, but it does give some extra damage. There's also a way to do double slashes with Ayato. For this you will need a Geo construct like Zhongli's Pillar or Traveler's Geo construct. You will need to hug the construct with Ayato and simultaneously press dash and W to cancel the dash. This will let you unleash double slashes simultaneously. You can see 2 instances of damage in this clip. It's quite consistent even if you spam the dash and W trick. If done correctly, this can allow you to get more slashes. This is not possible to do in mobile. I believe PS players can do it too. However, I usually won't recommend you to learn this trick as you can spend hours learning it, but it might prove unfruitful. There are various reasons for this. Number 1 is that it will drain your stamina and make your gameplay sluggish. With a strong shielder like Zhongli, you might not need stamina for dodging, but you need stamina to close distance between yourself and the enemy. Reason number 2, in most of the Ayato team comps we don't use Zhongli. Reason number 3, if you don't have Zhongli, you will be forced to use the Geo Traveler, who is extremely bad. Reason number 4, if the enemy moves a lot, this trick will be completely useless. You might be wondering why I mentioned this trick if it has so many downsides. Well, this trick can be used for showcases or for those hardcore players who want to maximize their damage, and who knows, it might be useful in the future. Let me know in the comments if you have more tips for Ayato. And that's all for this video. I hope it was helpful. Don't forget to like and share the video. Subscribe for more Genshin content. Thanks for watching.